Hi, I'm Jeff Hitchcock, the founder and president of Children with Diabetes. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us for our Friends for Life Fall 2021 virtual conference, celebrating 100 years of insulin. Like your families, it's very meaningful for ours. With the discovery of insulin, children with type 1 diabetes could thrive. And that's what happened in our family. Our daughter Marissa was diagnosed when she was 24 months old, and she is now in her early 30s, living wonderfully. And our family has 2 wonderful grandchildren and a wonderful grand dog. We look forward to thriving with type 1. And we also look forward to a celebration, hopefully before 100 more years, when all of our family members who wear a green bracelet take that off and put on an orange one.
Hi, I'm Maddie. I love playing with singing, swimming. I'm in yearbook club and I just went into 6th grade in middle school. I've lived with type 1 diabetes for 8 years. I attended my first Friends for Life conference in 2016 after my parents brought me with a trip to Disney World. I could not begin to imagine at the age of 6 why I would want to go to a conference with a lot of other people with type 1 diabetes. Once we got to our first conference, no one asked me what was on my arm. They just asked me how I was keeping it on during the hot July's weather. That is also where I met my spirit twin. Even though she is not diagnosed with type 1 diabetes yet, this family has lived on the opposite side of the country from mine. Without this conference and diagnosis, I may have not met her. Since our first meeting, we have only grown as friends. And when she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes too, it only made us more alike. Since our first large conference, we have gone to each Friends for Life Orlando conference and several smaller region ones too. We make plans to be there before the conferences to see friends and hang out with them and make dinner plans and just to catch up. We make all of our summer plans around Friends for Life yearly conferences. We joke that FFL is not just Friends for Life, but we call it Family for Life. The friends we've made there are truly forever. Friends for Life is one of my biggest things I look up to in the summer. I just get so excited when it comes around the bend because I can see my spirit twin get away from all the troubles of people asking me what's on my arm or my type 1 diabetes. I can just be a normal kid with a bunch of other people who are not like me.
I'm Dr. Kenneth Moritsugu, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Children with Diabetes and former Surgeon General of the United States. 100 years ago, 3 scientists, Banting, Best, and McLeod, discovered insulin. And over the past century, literally thousands of people with diabetes have been able to live and thrive due to this life-saving, life-enhancing molecule. As we observe the anniversary and celebrate this discovery, let us remember what humankind went through before insulin and how people with diabetes today can enjoy life to the fullest, together with their families and their loved ones, because of insulin. I know, because diabetes has touched me and my family. I have type 1 diabetes for the last 20 years, since the age of 55, and depend on insulin to keep me alive and productive. My late younger daughter, Vicky Leanne, also had type 1 diabetes and died from its complications over 25 years ago. If we knew then what we know now, if we had the medications and the devices then that we do today, she too may well have been alive to enjoy the remarkable advances we sometimes take for granted. Children with Diabetes joins in celebrating this remarkable discovery of insulin, encouraging full access to this medication as we provide care today while awaiting the cure tomorrow for this disease.
We had a great thing. Our thing was so good, you didn't even have to think about it. It was like a Marvin Gaye song for I was his gang and he was my gang, and we were meant to be together forever. And then he quit me. He quit me like a old boyfriend sitting you down saying, "Hey baby, it's really me, not you." Or, "Sugar, can we just be friends?" And when he quit me, I missed him. I find myself thinking about him all the time. He'd be the first thing I think about in the morning and the last thing I think about at night. I have a secret to tell you. Even when I was curled up next to my husband, I'd be thinking about him and all the things he used to do for me, because some of those things I had to do for myself. My pancreas quit me. In 2011, I was passed out in a bathtub for an unknown amount of time, awakened only by the grace of God. I will repeat that. In 2011, I was passed out in a bathtub, awakened only by the grace of God. And when I came to, I went to the emergency room and they asked me one vital question: "How long have you had diabetes?" Diabetes? I don't have diabetes. Yes, you do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Do you see this machine? Yes. Do you know what it is? No. It's a glucometer. And with a number like 597 after an injection of insulin, not only do you have diabetes, you're going into a diabetic coma, and that's why you passed out last night. I got diabetes. I got diabetes? I'm gonna die. Those were the first words that came out of my mouth when "you have diabetes" was directed to me. And there is no cure. Excuse me? And there is no cure. Wait. See, I was reading online that there's got to be a cure for diabetes. There's some juices and berries and mama say, mama makusa. There has to be a cure for... No? Well, we need a cure. We need a cure. We need a cure because we had a good thing. No, let me correct myself. We had a great thing. See, our thing was so good and so sweet. It was like a Marvin Gaye song. You didn't even have to think about it. For I was his gang and he was my gang, and we were meant to be together forever. So I miss him. And even sometimes when I'm with my husband, I'm thinking about him. See, he is the first thing I think about in the morning and the last thing I think about at night. And I miss him so much because some of those things that he used to do for me, I have to do for myself.
Hey, Friends for Life family. I'm Lee Fickling. I'm a diabetes mom from North Carolina. I am the parent to 12-year-old twins, Ava and Davis. And while Ava has not had diabetes for 100 years, like the discovery of insulin, some days it feels like she's had diabetes for 100 years. Ava was diagnosed with diabetes when she was 3. And on that day of diagnosis, I sat in her hospital room and wondered how things would ever be the same. And so I did what many of us do. I turned to the internet and I looked on my phone and I tried to find answers. And the very first thing that I found when I went to the Google was children with diabetes. And I read about this organization and I found people from all around the world who were exactly like me, searching for answers and searching for community. And so while our lives had been completely turned upside down, I found a community of support. I found the organization, I found resources, I found scientific research, and I found out about Friends for Life. So over the last 9 years, we've attended regional conferences, we've attended the annual conference in Orlando, and we really have found our extended family with Friends for Life. We're so excited to be together this week virtually, and we can't wait to be back together in person. We're thankful to be wrapped around with each other with our virtual hugs in green and orange, and just know that, until there's a cure for diabetes, we know that there's Friends for Life to be able to support us through all the highs and all the lows that diabetes brings every single day. We can't imagine trying to do diabetes without our Friends for Life.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Deedle. Our son Jackson was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes on February 28, 2013, when he was just 2.5 years old. Our diabetes journey, while unexpected and unwanted, has been one of privilege and opportunity. After Jackson complained of excessive thirst and seemed to be urinating constantly, we took him to his pediatrician who checked his blood glucose level. He was 762. He was never hospitalized, and we were so fortunate to have caught it early. Because we lived in Boston and because we had really good health insurance, our son received top-notch care. We were lucky. Jackson's medical team, however, quickly realized that my wife and I needed more than medical care and information. We needed our tribe. We needed a community. They suggested that we check out something called Children with Diabetes Friends for Life. They had a conference coming up in Orlando, and our doctor told us that we may find not only the resources and information we were desperately seeking, but also we would be surrounded by people like us. She was right. We attended our first conference in July of 2013. We walked into the Coronado Springs and saw the posters of other kids with pumps, pods, and medical bags slung over their shoulders. We couldn't stop crying. We must have looked like a mess because one of the first people who approached us was Jeff Hitchcock, the president and founder of Friends for Life. He told us we were home and that everything was going to be okay, despite the fact that we were now part of a club no one wanted to join. We've attended every Friends for Life conference since 2013, and now we're not just attendees, we're volunteers. We believe in their mission, and more importantly, we want to give back. As I said, we are privileged. Jackson had first-rate medical care because of where we lived when he was diagnosed, and because we have great health insurance. Not everyone is in the same position. Shame on us if we do not work to help those kids who do not have the same opportunities as Jackson because of their socioeconomic status or the color of their skin. Friends for Life provides scholarships to families to attend their annual conference so that they also can have the same opportunities to learn more about technologies, advances in type 1 diabetes treatments, and they can meet with healthcare professionals to learn more about this disease. My wife and I will continue to support Friends for Life as they support others on their type 1 diabetes journey. Until there's a cure, there's Friends for Life.
Hi, my name is Ernie Prado, and I've had type 1 diabetes for 19 years. I am the project engineer for NASA's Super Guppy. My story starts at 15 years old when my twin brother diagnosed me with type 1 diabetes. I said, "What's diabetes?" And soon after, I found out at the doctor when they told me I had to take insulin shots for the rest of my life. So that, needless to say, that was a turning point in my life. Prior to that, I wanted to join the Navy and be a fighter pilot, but those dreams had to change at that point because I was now medically disqualified. So I still want to pursue my dream of being an aeronautical engineer and walking on the moon or being in space one day, but the Navy wasn't going to be a part of it at that point. So I went to college, got my degrees in aeronautical engineering and sciences and mechanical engineering because I wanted to suffer. And I landed a job at NASA at 20 years old, which was a dream. And I've been doing that ever since. I've gotten to help train astronauts by creating the trainers that they use. I've gotten to help with their spacewalk training at the MBL, and currently I help move large components of spacecraft. So that's been a lot of fun, and diabetes hasn't stopped me one bit. Diabetes for me was actually kind of a solitary disease. I didn't know many other diabetics until I was later on in my 20s. In 2016, I met Sierra Sanderson, and she opened up the world of the online diabetes community and conferences and podcasts. And from there, my world changed. That's how I learned of FFL. I was invited my first year in 2016 to speak about what I do at NASA and how type 1 diabetes has impacted that. And since then, I've stayed on as teen staff. And so now yearly, I look forward to the 1 week in July where diabetes is not a big deal. Everybody there knows the challenges and the aspects of dealing with diabetes and how you live with it. And I've made some of my best friends there. So to me, FFL has been a godsend. It changed my relationship with diabetes, where I used to think, why me? What did I do to deserve this? To, hey, it's just another part of me. And I've actually gotten the opportunity to meet some really cool people and do some really neat things because I have diabetes. So it's a special time of the year for me. It's a special conference for me because I have met so many people that have become my best friends. And so now throughout the year, I can keep in touch with them. And we don't even need to specify everything that you're going through because the things that we live with are so common to us. So I guess to sum up, FFL is probably what I look forward to the most every year, more than Christmas and Halloween, which is a big thing. But it's because I get to be with all the folks that are just so close to me. And I know a lot of other people feel that way as well.
Hi, I'm Marissa Town, Clinical Director for Children with Diabetes.
And I'm Matt Point, the Director of Advancement here at Children with Diabetes.
We invite you to join us in celebrating World Diabetes Day 2021.
Thank you so much for your participation in our fall campaign, 100 Years of Us, which recognized and celebrated the discovery of insulin and the reason that we can all be together here in Disney's Coronado Springs every July.
And we're looking forward to registration opening for next summer in December.
Keep an eye out on our weekly newsletter for details of when registration will open.
And you can also check out cwd.is/community.
Thank you so much. We can't wait to see you soon.
Thank you.